The hero fought their way to the top. The warband looked to their hero for inspiration. You can find friends in the most unusual places. The hero wore the crown, but others planned to take it from them.
I can do whatever you want.
You have your license registration on you?
Yes.
Can I get it for you?
Yes. Can you hurry up, please?
That's not your license. Do me a favor and just pull off to the side on the right lane. You just gave me the wrong card. Let me know your license. No, they're pulling off right there. And she just hit him again. Yeah. I got her registration right here. Tell them that it's, she's popping the code too. Hey, listen, where are we going? Yeah, but where are you going right now? I told you to pull off here to the side, right?
Right ID? What are you talking about? Just tell me I just give you the wrong ID.
Well, you can't go right now. You just crashed someone. And if you leave, you know that's a felony, right?
No, shit.
Okay, so where are we going?
Nowhere.
You just said you're going to the car. Back up right in front of that car. Back up right in front of the car. We're trying to get you out of the way.
No.
I'm just trying to get her to come over here. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got you. I understand. She's just giving me a hard time.
I don't need this.
This is my
I just need your driver's license. That's it.
activate this.
What do you mean activate?
I work at the airport,
Okay. I just need your driver's license. That's it.
so activate this.
I don't need that. Just keep it in your center console. That's fine.
Activate this.
I don't know what that means.
I work at the airport.
What does that have to do with anything? We need your driver's license. You working at the airport has nothing to do with your identification.
Activate this.
That I cannot activate that.
Can you step out of the car and get ready to go over the curb?
Step out of the vehicle for me.
We're gonna go sit on the curb.
Anything else?
I need you to step out of the
vehicle.
Come out and step out.
I didn't give y'all my ID.
We don't need it. leave your
We're done
registration.
with the ID. You just need to step out of the vehicle.
And if I do, then
Just step
what?
to the back. That's all it is. I'm gonna show you. Do you realize that you struck another vehicle?
I don't.
Okay. That is
yeah,
why
I
we were
do.
here in the first place. Because you bumped the vehicle in front of you. That is why we were out here in the first
If they
place.
say so, but yeah, okay.
Well, when we walked up, you were against the vehicle.
Okay.
It's on camera.
Okay.
So that's why we're out with you in the first place, okay?
Okay.
And then we were just trying to get you to pull off to the side of the road.
Okay.
And then you started driving around, and then you were staying in the roadway. We were trying to get you to back up. And you couldn't back up.
Okay. Yeah, true.
So, you know, you're showing numerous signs of impairment. That's why we're having you step out of the vehicle.
Okay. Okay. No, I agree.
I'm just
No,
laying it all
whatever
out there.
you say, I agree.
Okay.
So what's your point?
What do you mean, what's my point? So you're not free to leave yet?
No, okay.
Because one, there's a crash investigation, right? Because you hit another
Okay.
vehicle.
What's your point?
I don't understand what you're trying to find out from me.
What are you trying to find out from me?
I'm just explaining this all to you. I don't know why you're
No,
not receiving it well.
okay, and I understand. Then I'm the dumb one, right?
I'm not saying you're dumb.
So, what's the point? Is what the fuck I'm asking.
The point of what? There's
Then
a lot of
I'm
paper.
the dumb one. No, I'm the dumb one.
There is paperwork to be done when you crash into another vehicle.
When they lack
So another
some
officer has to
size,
come over.
we
They need
made
to
up
gather
Did I
your
really
information.
hit the dumb one?
Yes,
And you hit it in front of me again.
Really?
Yes, it's on camera.
it's on camera.
Twice.
Yes.
Yep, it's on camera.
Let me see.
It gets uploaded at the end of the shift. You're on camera right now, so.
Of course. Duh. I'm not. Okay.
And you don't have your driver's license on you, or it was somewhere in the car? I don't need you to go get it. I just wondered if you had it in the first place, or you have one, in case we need it. Should be able to find it in the system.
For sure.
There's no damage to your car, and there's no damage to his car, I don't believe, which is a good thing.
No shit, right? Let me get my license. Is that okay?
No, I don't need it. Just stay out of the car.
I don't give a fuck.
I know, stay out of the car. I don't want your license.
I want my f***ing license to give it to my f***ing officer. What the f*** is the point? What do you mean? You
I
don't
don't
need my
understand
f***ing
why you've been
license.
so confrontational this whole entire time. If I'm telling you to do something, all you have to do is do it. If I do want your license,
What the
then
fuck
I
do
need
you
it.
need
But
from
you've
me?
already told me that you couldn't find it, and you've already spent 5 minutes searching for it, and you couldn't find it. I told you I could find your information from the tag on the
Can
car.
you really?
Yeah, I can.
So what's the point? What?
I told you to stay out of the
It's funny
car, and you
how
said you were going to go back in
try
there.
to make me feel like a fool, but then you can make me point as the fool, right?
I'm not saying you're a fool.
No,
I don't think
bro.
you're a fool.
No,
I don't understand
it
why you're
makes me
making this
feel-
much more difficult than it has to be.
I am. Bro, I'm trying to make it this miss.
I think the reason you might be making it more difficult is because you've obviously had too much alcohol to be driving a vehicle.
Bro, already done this,
You know, I see the open container of the high noon in the front seat.
and I've done this.
I'm not going to ask you
More than
questions right
one
now about
time.
your alcohol, and I'm not doing the investigation.
I don't give a f.
Okay.
It's cool. It's cool. It's not like I haven't done this more than once. Can I take a jaywalking? Yeah, for real. Can you? Not in Florida, right, babe? Not in Florida.
You can, but we don't give jaywalking tickets.
So wait, no jaywalking tickets? No jaywalking?
Just be safe. Just be safe.
That sucks. That sucks.
Why are you so angry? Are you angry at them?
Who?
Are you mad at them?
Oh, I'm Jay pregnant, baby. You just wasting my time. You
Wasting your time.
wasting my time. But it's okay, though.
You cross
The part
Right.
and they'll give you-
Really got me. Understand you? Wait, hold on.
We gotta
Then
finish
give it
this
to
real
me.
quick. What's your phone number?
Give it to me.
We can do this in a
I don't
minute.
give a fuck.
I'm in the middle of
Give
an
it to me.
investigation.
I'm in the middle of a. Give me your fucking name, bitch, so I can keep a name.
It's Officer Taman. I told you that when we started this.
I need the print.
I'll give it to you here in a minute. Are you sick or injured today? Are you sick or injured?
The huge
So your overall health is good, fair report.
Take it from
So I have a couple of tests I'd like for you to participate in if you would like to. Do you want to participate in them? Okay, so the first one I'm going to bring you right over here. So we're going to use this yellow line right here. So I'm going to put you in the starting position and I'm going to give you the instructions from there, okay? So I want you to put your left foot on the line for me and your right foot in front. Perfect, and your hands down by your side. And can you touch your heel to your toe on your right foot? No, can your heel of your right foot touch the toe of your left foot? There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the instructions, just stay like that, okay? So I want you to take 9 heel to toe steps down the line. It'll look like so. 1, 2, hold on, not yet. 3, you'll get to 9. You'll take your back foot off the line. Take a series of small steps to turn around. You'll take 9 heel to toe steps back down the line. It'll look like this. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, wait, not yet. Hold on, you gotta wait. Hang on. I need to finish the instructions for you.
Something from this story.
I'm sorry, did I miss the steps?
I didn't finish the instructions. You
I know
wanna-
that, but did I fuck up the steps?
Or do you want me to give you all the
Did I
instructions?
fuck up? I'm asking you a question. Did I fuck up the steps?
You don't need to
bitch?
yell. I heard you. You don't need to yell.
Did I fuck up the steps though? Okay then.
Okay, so this next one we're not going to use a line for, okay? So we'll come back over here so we're not even paying attention to the line. Do you mind facing me? Awesome. So this next one, I'm going to put you in the starting position again.
Yeah, sure.
So put your feet together for me and your hands down by your side. And when I tell you to start, you'll pick either foot. You'll pick that foot up 6 inches off the ground. I want you to, not yet, hold on.
Okay.
I want you to
bro, hurry
listen-
the up,
You'll
bro.
look at your toe, keep your hands down by your side, and I want you to count out loud 1001, 1002 until I tell you to stop. It'll be about 30 seconds, okay?
Sure.
Hold on, don't start yet. I don't
Yeah.
want you to put your foot
Yeah,
down.
of course.
But if you do, pick it back up and continue where you left off, okay? Do you have any questions on that one?
No, ma'am.
All right, hang on. Okay, you can start whenever you're ready.
1,
Go and look down at your toe for me.
2, 3,
You look down at your toe for me?
4, 5, 6,
Can you look at your toe for me?
7,
Look at your toe.
8,
Look at your
9.
toe for me.
10. What's your point, bro? 11. Sorry, hold on. 11. 12. 13. 14.
Okay, you can go and stop.
15. 16.
Okay, come on over here for me real quick. Go ahead, put your hands behind your back for me. You're being placed on arrest for driving under the influence. Actually, I'm sorry, I'll do the driver's side so that we're not having to deal with the bushes.
Hero fought their way to the top.
That's all right. Okay, I gotta read you these real quick, okay? So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her question present with you while you're being questioned. You can afford to hire a lawyer when you appoint a representative. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights if I explain them to you? Do you understand those rights? Did you want to talk to us? Is that a no?
Established and rising in popularity, YouTube.com comes into play. A website without a theme. The only theme was post videos. Anyone was allowed to upload and have their videos hosted for free. And while it was hardly a unique model, as other websites existed with similar philosophies, YouTube actually had the funding to back it up. From one perspective, this was a threat to machinima, as individual creators could now have their own videos on there, diverting attention from machinima.com. But it was also an opportunity. Machinima could still be an aggregator and have their videos hosted for free with access to an even larger audience, which is why in January 16, 2006, the Machinima YouTube channel was created. It seems that videos were not uploaded on there until sometime around mid-2007. And when they were, Machinima had a head start, not only because of their pre-existing content library, but also because of their status. A status that allowed a fast track to YouTube benefits like being a YouTube director, which allowed Machinima to upload videos longer than 10 minutes in length. But more important was what came in December of 2007, when YouTube officially launched the YouTube Partner Program, an exclusive partnership where YouTube would cut you 55% of the advertising sales on your video if you were partnered. And because of Machinima's status, they were partnered immediately. So now on top of free hosting, they were now getting paid to have their own videos on there. It's hard to put into words how well this model worked for Machinima. Perhaps it's easier to show. Take for example this video titled Inside Halo Episode 3. The video itself details news about Halo 3 with the addition of community-submitted clips. That part is unimportant. Within a 2-week time period, this video on machinima.com got 14,000 views. That's quite decent considering the viewer base for such content at the time. It seemed that way until you look at how the same video performed on YouTube in the same time span. This same unaltered video got nearly 200,000 more views. At this point in time, it is important to note that this was a perfectly symbiotic relationship with Machinima. In addition to its role as an aggregator, it was taking risks YouTube wouldn't in scouting for and taking on smaller creators that they would both pay and promote on their channel, landing the responsibility for something like copyright on Machinima's lap as in 2007 and definitely now, companies like Nintendo had a threatening grip on their properties, striking down and removing even just gameplay footage posted online. But conversely, companies like Microsoft promoted the use of their properties in art form like Machinima and also in gameplay, as it was becoming a greater marketing tool for them where it was again symbiotic and at the center was Machinima. A small sect of creators were taken on by Machinima, paid a guaranteed minimum CPM depending on their contract, games were being promoted, and the content was flourishing on none other than YouTube.com. No matter how much Machinima or any other channel, website, company, or entity made, the demand could not be met, and making game-related videos was a goldmine. On the business side, Machinima was tapping into a previously difficult-to-reach market of 13 to 34-year-olds that don't watch much television, listen to radio, or any other traditional media. They mainly play video games where advertising was non-existent, which is why you'd find trailers or other promotional videos on Machinima. There were minor but existing issues present, because a game trailer wasn't Machinima in the traditional sense, but it was on the channel. Also on the channel was a Call of Duty sniper montage. Machinima was no longer Machinima, which irked the traditional Machinima animator group and also, likely unaware of the change in programming, appealed to a wider range of viewers. Machinima, though not accurate to the actual definition, was now anything game-related, and larger than the original concept could ever become. This was evident through the rapid growth of the channel. In just a year and a half, Machinima was already the 7th most subscribed channel on YouTube. Its model and the success of it was attributed to being a successful aggregator, its reputation, and its ability to pay creators for their work. There are other aspects that made Machinima the success it was, but these are arguably the largest, and slowly these are going to be stripped away. To that, we can focus on the first wave of YouTube-born creators or channels that gained larger success by the end of 2009. These channels range from gameplay-centered commentary videos and other content in the gaming sphere. Starting as a hobby, but developing it into a job for these creators was a dream. The dream was Machinima. It was still taking risks where YouTube wouldn't, as YouTube's partnership program was reserved for less risky types of content that could guarantee the copyright and ownership of their content. And so as more creators joined the network, Machinima expanded with channels like YouTube Respawn that centered more around impromptu gameplay videos. Machinima may or may not have been poaching employees from other game center networks and not a multi-channel network like Machinima, but traditional networks like G4, as creators and some ex-G4 figures that helped launch the channel are Mr. Sark, Hutch, and CNNers among many others. This channel, a complete success, solidified its inevitability for competition mid-2010, when the Game Station, a gaming-focused subsidiary network of the larger Maker Studios, did something that heavily threatened Machinima, or rather YouTube did, because it was now allowing multi-channel networks like the Game Station to partner channels directly. What this means is that instead of you sending your videos to Machinima and them giving a cut of what they say you've earned, you upload the videos to your own channel and the game station gets a cut but is also responsible for you. Machinima, having to compete with that, offered their own version where they can also partner you directly. YouTube could hardly keep up with the growth, as by the end of 2010, they had personally only partnered 15,000 of the hundreds of thousands of channels growing on YouTube. Lucky for Machinima at the time, and even with networks popping up left and right, they had something these other networks didn't, which was its reputation and exploitable ignorance of signees that go hand in hand.
The plates.
But not the person.
I just ran her. Holman 463 correction on the plate.
I'm just kidding, she's 20. Yeah, that's what's going in my head right now. It's not. If she's 21 and over, DUI.
If she's under 21, it's...
She's under 21, she is. It has to.
The Battlegrounds forged the weak millions into soldiers.
What's her per se limit?
For weed?
For under 21? Sure, your show. It's gonna be Boy Queen, George, 9063 Washington. You okay? Gotcha. She said she was coming here anyway, so I'm sure once we're done, that's where she's coming. So.
Reading makes the gun sharper.
Hello, miss.
Hi.
I'm Officer White with Poland PD.
Yes.
And is it okay if you step back here with me? I need you to step to the back of the car.
Is there a reason?
Yes, ma'am. We'll talk to you back here.
I wish you well.
So what I'd like to do is have you do a few voluntary field sobriety tests, all right?
Okay.
Just make sure you're safe to drive.
Yeah.
Is that okay to do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So with that, we're going to be doing 3 tests. All it is real simple stuff to make sure you're good to drive. Yeah, I think we got to look for a place that's okay to walk.
It is a little separate.
It is. Yeah, let's walk over here. This is flat. Yeah. Right here will be good, right? Right there. See where that flashlight is? Okay, so just a few questions for you before we begin.
Okay.
Do you have any issues with your eyes or any medical issues that keep you from walking a straight line or holding one leg up?
I do. I have not got glasses yet, but I do have reading glasses. I refuse to get like actual glasses because I'm just not a like person.
It's okay. You have contacts in?
No,
Okay.
I'm no contacts in.
Okay. That's okay. So with that, we're going to be doing a few tests, like I said.
Okay.
So first thing I'm going to do, right here, follow this pen right here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
This clicker. So I'm going to do a few tests. Right now, put your feet together. Hands at your side, just like that. Stay just like that. Follow this pen with your eyes and only your eyes. Don't move your head, okay? Don't move your head, please. Yep. Okay. Okay, so right there.
So I'm cold. I'm like shaking hella.
Oh, this isn't too bad. We'll be done soon.
guys to knock out that perimeter.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it right at the edge. Keep watching that pin.
The victorious hero seemed undefeatable.
Bring it back.
So next test is going to be a
with anniversary with his wife while he mourned the death of those protesters every year for the rest of his life until death do us part. So I don't know what he's up to. Some weird stuff cooking over there. But my friends, we've got some good stuff to get to today. I know it's all Elon Trump out there. The news has been actually kind of dead today. Both lead agents and side agents are typically involved in walkthroughs and to discuss the task force's priorities with respect to documents and information moving forward. The briefing shall be scheduled as soon as possible, but no later than August 16th. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. We appreciate your full cooperation in advance.
I won't back down.
So, Mike Kelly, chairman, and Jason Crow, ranking member, chairman. So, very interesting letter here. Here was another one. This one is not going to the same people. You can see, going to be very much the same letter, but it's going to two different people. So we had Homeland and the Secret Service in letter 1. This is to two new people, Merrick Garland and Christopher Wray. So, of course, the Attorney General of the DOJ and Christopher Wray of the FBI. Same story here. We have the power to investigate this. We are intervening. Send this stuff to us now. The task force requests all documents that have been produced to date, given to us, and we want a briefing by the 16th. So thank you for your prompt attention to this notice. We appreciate your cooperation in advance. Signed by the same people. So my concern with this, look, I understand that the federal agencies, Homeland, Mayorkas, Secret Service, FBI, DOJ, blah, 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 they don't want to field 50 different requests from 50 different people. Understand that. Got it. And not every congressperson is going to have the authority of an entire House body, right? This is speaking with the power of the entire House. So that's great. But my concern is the House going to ask all of this, is this House task force, this committee, this body, are they going to ask all of the questions that have already been asked by the other congresspeople? Are those same open threads ever going to be closed? Or are they just going to say, well, you know, just kind of ask our own questions. We don't care about what everybody else said, because we've seen some interesting stuff come out. But this is the first of what we've seen from the task force. So presumably we're going to see more. And they also want some updates. They want some briefings. And so we're going to have some briefings, hopefully, scheduled by the 16th, which is just a few short days from now. And we will be here to cover it. And so thank you for subscribing, my friends, wherever you're watching this, so we can be sure we see each other when we discuss this coming up next.
A retired Command Sergeant Major in the National Guard. He represents Minnesota's 1st Congressional District and is the ranking member of the House of Veterans Affairs Committee. A member of American Legion Post 11 in Mankato, Minnesota. He was the creator and sponsor of the American Legion coin bill and was a valuable ally in the passage of numerous other veteran-centric legislation. Please give a warm American Legion family welcome to Representative Tim Walz.
Lots of them. Retired Command Sergeant Major. You can see it spread all over the place. He was not a Command Sergeant Major, and they kept, of course, saying that he was. And that's the concern. That's what people have a problem with, Tim. It's not about your service. We appreciate your service and we're grateful for it. But there's more to uncover about Tim Walz. Once again, from Susan Crabtree, sharing this with us. Says, this is a very interesting question that came out from Jim Banks. Why, oh why, did Tim Walz go to China 30 times? Here's the letter that came out from the Congress, and this one's going over to Lloyd Austin. You can see it says, Dear U.S. Department of Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, from Jim Banks, Indiana, House of Representatives. He says, Dear Austin, I have some concerns about Tim Walz.
Greetings! Well before the presidential campaign,
hype about him is that he guaranteed free school lunches to all the little boys and girls in Minnesota. And they put up pictures of him with all the smiling kids, definitely not propaganda at all. And of course, this churned sour because it turns out that feeding the hungry children actually led to the biggest COVID fraud in the nation during the pandemic. And believe me, we had billions upon billions of dollars in fraud. But in this particular case, this organization that was supposedly going to feed the hungry children's ended up stealing $250 million. At first I thought $250,000 because, you know, that seems like it would make sense, but in the state of Minnesota they were able to pillage $250 million, which they spent on luxury cars, luxury houses, and definitely 100% not feeding any children.
With nearly 50 people facing federal criminal charges tonight in what investigators call the largest case of COVID fraud yet nationwide. And it allegedly happened right here in Minnesota. The U.S. Attorney for Minnesota says the group Feeding Our Future, led by Amy Bach, stole $250 million of federal COVID money meant to feed children in need.
Now look, you may notice that the woman that they just highlighted in this particular local news segment from a year ago is somebody called Amy Bach. And yes, while she was technically the head of the Feeding Future Foundation, the one that's at the center of this scandal, you might notice that she's a white woman, and I said that part of the way that they covered up this crime is through racism allegations, and yes, that is in fact true, but you need to understand that while some of the heads of these organizations are in fact white, a bunch of the people, of the nearly 50 indicted for this fraud, happen to be Somali immigrants, and this will come into play later, but you need to know that yes, the fraud goes beyond racial lines. It's just at certain points, race was used as a defense in order to deflect criticism, not just because they were feeding these poor minority children, but because they had so many minorities in their organization.
According to the indictment, the group helped others set up fake companies and recruited legitimate restaurants to participate in the scheme. The defendants then allegedly spent that money on real estate, travel, and jewelry. The charges include conspiracy, wire fraud, money laundering, and paying and receiving illegal kickbacks.
These individuals believed that they could steal tens of millions of dollars from the federal child nutrition program by claiming to serve food to needy children when they were not.
Now, of course, you have all your crazy lavish purchases. I'm sure you guys can see the big houses that they're highlighting. There's also sports cars that were repossessed, which I will show you by the feds, by the way, because they were also bought with taxpayer dollars, and these are very high-end sports cars. One of the examples that was actually given to us in a Washington Times article was that one person was paid $7 million for serving nearly 2 million meals, but the problem is, other than the fact that $7 million is outrageous for that, is the fact that she served nowhere near those meals. In fact, they say she served some meals, but it was nowhere near 2 million children being served. Now, of course, a bunch of different reports on this particular matter lay 100% of the blame on Governor Tim Walz's desk. Remember, he was the champion of feeding the children. He posed for that photo, but he ignored sign after sign of these organizations saying that they were out of money, money being misappropriated, and did not investigate, due in large part to the fact that a bunch of the different vendors and a bunch of the different guilty parties presented themselves as poor, innocent angel Aladdin Somali immigrants, and it would be evil white racism for you to go after them. Again, another effect of the post-George Floyd era.
Since moving to Wilmer in 2002, Abdul Qadir Gal has built a life in this city of 20,000.
My kids here are just regular Minnesotans.
That's why he's so discouraged to learn of Wilmer's connection to the largest organized broadcast in the U.S.
Good folks that work really hard for a living, you know, and contribute to this community in a very positive way. I've been bragging.
Now, I do want to point out in the town of Wilmer, with this specific restaurant that is being highlighted, that the restaurant is not accused of any wrongdoing. But also, incredibly crucially, is the names that you're hearing.
According to the indictment, one of the defendants in the Feeding Our Future scandal approached the owner of a downtown Somali restaurant in October 2020 to see if he would participate as a COVID meal site.
So when we'd heard that this was happening in our community, it really broke our heart.
As Wilmer Mayor Mark Calvin notes, neither the restaurant nor anyone from his city are accused of wrongdoing.
I never like to trip.
I never like to prosecutors accuse Abdul Muhammad and his co-conspirators of inflating the number of meals served in Wilmer, reporting 1.6 million in 1 year, while also submitting a, quote, fake list of 2,000 kids who supposedly ate those meals.
Again, they are Islamic names. These were the Somali participants in these particular crimes, and what's absolutely crazy is how long they were able to get away with claiming that they were serving all these different various meals to 2,000 to 3,000 students, when in reality the real number of students was significantly lower.
But according to the court documents, of those 2,000 names submitted on this list, only 33 matched the names of real students who attended the Wilmot Public Schools. Through the scheme, prosecutors say the defendants came away with $4 million from the Federal Child Nutrition Fund.
That's right. 33 kids got meals despite the fact that they had names of 2,000 to 3,000 on their list, which were apparently produced through a random name generator. Again, this is a basic amount of fraud that you can detect. Obviously, there weren't 2,000 to 3,000 people that were kids showing up to this restaurant on a daily basis in order to get these meals, but nobody in Minnesota government wanted to look too much into this because we cannot dare disparage the Somali community, even when they're bilking us for the largest COVID fraud in the entire country. This is what the Walz administration decided that they were okay with putting up with. And again, it's embarrassing for the small town. It's embarrassing for the good people in this neighborhood, especially when you see all of these people living the lavish lifestyle, buying mansions, having these luxury cars, again, not leading to any cutting off by the local government or any investigation. The feds had to come in and bust this up because it eventually got too crazy to ignore.
They really exploited the generosity of rural Minnesota. They literally took money from all Americans. And that's a disgrace.
The people of Wilmer also want their good name back.
Look, I'm very glad that the community, the mayor, and everybody is upset about this and they want their...
Outsiders, you dare step into the domain of Earth.
Hey guys, this is going to be a short video. They really want us to come together. Wouldn't you, in order to make people come together, you downplay differences. You don't emphasize differences. But instead, what they do is they have ESG scores, they hire diversity training coaches and people to go into these companies to emphasize our differences. The way you get people to come together is by de-emphasizing our differences in order to get us to come together. So I just want to first point out that how strange it is that BlackRock keeps emphasizing our differences as a culture. And so one of the things that they've done is they've taken a group like the LGBT group, which is only 3% of the American population, and they have put them to the forefront. Not in order to get us to come together, not in order to minimize our differences, but they're emphasizing the things that make us different. And so, and if you don't think that there's a satanic tone here, there's all kinds of alignments between devil worship and Satanism and the LGBTQ movement. On the right here was just something, this is random, but Celine Dion I saw recently was pushing for her satanic clothing line for kids, which is absolutely bonkers insane. But first off, I just want to begin with that thought. If they really want us to come together, why would they emphasize our differences? And the reason why is because they make money when we're divided. They make more money when we're divided, and we can't. And the big number two reason is that if they can keep playing us off of each other, we can never come together and actually solve anything. This is why Morgan Freeman, in a random video I saw recently, he told this guy who was pushing the Black Lives Matter shit, he said, stop talking about our differences. And Morgan Freeman nailed it. And this guy had nothing to say, because the way to get people to come together is actually to not talk about our differences, but to emphasize our similarities. But guys, we're in the woke apocalypse right now. We are in the darkest woke apocalypse timeline, and like, look at the shit that is coming out in 2024. It is these woke, pagan, satanic game developers who are saying, oh, every character has to be a black lesbian. Let's create division. We have to create division. Guys, have you ever read the Bible? Do you know what Jesus talked about more than anything? Jesus talked about unity. He talked about coming together. Take in, If video games were proportionate to the presence of these people as gamers and in society, that makes sense. If 3% of the population is LGBT, then 3% of the video games should be LGBT. If 14% of the population is black, then 14% of the... You don't see men coming together.
You're saying that the red and blue lights are on, they're on right now on this police car, weren't on? Now I'm starting to think maybe I need to evaluate your CDL for, maybe you...
Jaina versus Valera.
Watch your back.
I won't back down.
On July 30th, 2024, Officer Ingram observed a man on a black motorcycle blow through a stop sign. The man was also speeding and blaring music with a speaker that was creating flashing blue lights and distracting other drivers. But when Officer Ingram pulled over the man for a traffic stop, it became clear he was in for a long night.
A fine day.
X-ray Jones Center, kind
I said, why did you pull me over? How is that legal? Good luck, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. I asked you why you stopped me, and you said you weren't gonna tell me. And then he said, "I'm gonna give me your driver's license." I said, "Why did you pull me over?" And you threw me off my bike. Oh my God, bro.
Okay.
You cannot touch me. Okay. No, you cannot touch me.
Your stuff.
Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. Why are you cuffing me? What the hell are you doing? What are you doing to me, bro? What the f? I've had neck surgery.
I don't care, dude.
What the f are you doing? Oh my God, bro. Oh, quadriplegic.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I can't hear you. Turn your music off. Like, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'm Officer Ingram of the Edgewater Police Department. Can I get your license registration proof?
Background of this assault and prostitution and raping children, 87 years. How'd you get out of that one, man?
You know something, sir? It's a good thing you're not standing here in front of me, because I'd probably punch you right in your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Do not ever call my fucking phone again, because I will turn you in for harassment.
Oh, you will. You guys have all seen me go through dry spells with these phony CDs. For years, you would go there. So finally, I started a series of texts back to him yesterday, trying to egg him into doing it again. He would. So Diane just came stomping down the hallway, cursing at some guy on the phone. They called me a piece of shit, and he was UDT, and all this other stuff. There's no listing of his name in here, but these guys called me, said I've been verified, talking shit about him all over the internet, but these guys really contact me, and they think that they can get over on me. I don't know who this fucking guy is, but I don't even see anything that I verified him about, so we'll see.
Hello.
It's Don Shipley. What can I do for you?
Well, sir, I'm a little bit disturbed by some of the stuff I've been getting. I think this is it. I've gotten 3 or 4 people that called me on my phone saying that Don Shipley said this about me, or that blah, 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 blah. You know, it doesn't matter. The gobbledygook doesn't matter. I just want, first of all, I hope to give you a little bit of insight into who I am. I was never a Navy SEAL. I never tried to be, never even heard of it, because I was recruited for what they called UDT in 1966. Went through their training thing, went through the deep water pool. I went through all the testing. And as I was selected because I was the only person that had about 10 years of scuba experience, because I joined the Kel Clippers Dive Club in Sacramento, California when I was like 14 years old. So I've been a diver for most of my life at that point.
Simply nothing.
So I got selected because I also was involved in football and I had a good academic credentials, so I got selected. But in a deep water training accident, I perforated both eardrums. And so they actually washed me out. And I thought, oh my God. But it was like, I had a sinus infection. I shouldn't have even been in the water. They shouldn't have let me die. But I couldn't clear my ears, so I perforated both eardrums. So I've got that. I wear hearing aids today. But it's not, I mean, I burst my eardrums like 3 times from combat action.
Runs out on me.
So anyway, I asked him, I said, are you washing me out? And he said, no, you're going to be on special assignment. And I didn't have a clue what that was. Didn't have a clue. I don't think Navy SEALs even happened until about a year or 2 later. So at no time was I ever, I didn't even apply. They recruited me. I didn't recruit them. UDT came to me. And that's only because my commanding officer in recruit training recommended me to them. That's how that happened. But anyway, just to kind of give you a kind of a heads up, there's a lot I can't talk about because it does wind up in sources and methods. I was on special assignment for 6 years, from 66 to 72. Now, I can't tell you everything I did, but I can tell you that the first thing I did when I got assigned, I had volunteered for combat action, by the way. So I went to what they call, it was billed as survival training, but that's not what it was. Because everybody there was special forces. There was Green Beret, there was Air Force. I didn't even know Air Force had special forces. There was Navy people. There were no SEALs. It was still just UDT people. There was no, Navy SEALs didn't even exist then. But anyway, I'm in a river unit for a combat unit for about maybe a few months. And my CO called me to his office at midnight. Mind you, midnight. Audio. And I go to his office. First of all, he calls me Mr. Lusage. And I said, Captain, why are you calling me Mr. Lusage?
You can't win this.
He said, well, you're a hell of a lot more than that.
I'm sorry. Did you say you were a sergeant?
He says,
I'm sorry. Did you say you were a sergeant?
Yes, he says, well, pardon?
Did you say you were a sergeant?
Pardon?
Did you just say you were a sergeant?
I was a sergeant, sir.
In the Navy underwater demolition team.
I left at I was at E4 when I was in Vietnam. I mean, in my first year, and then I became an E5. So I actually left service as an E5. But
okay, just to clear this up, because I retired from the Navy. You were a sergeant?
Pardon me, sir?
Listen, you just told me you were a sergeant in Navy underwater demolition team. Is that correct?
No, I did not say that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you just told me you were a sergeant.
See, already, Mr. You know what? Mr. Shipley, I'm going to terminate this call because I think you're an old man that's frustrated. I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Your name is not listed. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. I should have strung him out. I'll try to call him right back, but I don't even have an email from this guy. I searched his name up here, and Lusage. And I don't even have an email to somebody requesting to verify that guy. And he's certainly not listed in the database, but it's how dumb these guys are to think that all they have to do is claim they were UDT and then, okay, we're fine. That's countless of these guys do it. I was never a SEAL. I was an underwater demolition team. Well, the fuck you were. So he's right underneath my skin, but there it goes right there. A sergeant. He was a sergeant, and then he knew. I just ripped the carpet out from underneath him. I'll try this moron one more time because I'd like to go hang out with Diane, but he called Diane and he really went off on her about what a piece of shit I am and how I would do that verification about him. This guy. picture of this guy.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Yeah, I thought so.
916.
Now let me just do what nobody likes. I'm just going to message him and text the word pussy. That always gets him right there. That always gets him. So, his commanding officer in boot camp. You know what your commanding officer in boot camp is? He's a flipping captain, and he's got like 20,000 recruits all over the place. I mean, this guy is just so out there, and I've never even verified him before. So, oh my God, here he goes. That always gets smarter. His commanding officer in boot camp. You know what you're planning. All Sean boot camp is flipping captain, and he's got like 20,000 recruits all over. Oh, that's me. I just said that. Oh my God, it's been a long fucking day. So I guess it's texting. You got to be careful with these phones. That was all copying everything that I said on that thing. So I don't know.
Watch closely as I make
I've got a lot done today. I really do have a lot to do, and I got a lot done. It's just been a beautiful day from a not a tough winter around here. It was a pretty easy, mild winter, but winter's over. Spring grass is greening up, and this guy calls Diane and goes after her about me, and I haven't even verified him. I have no idea who that dude is. And that's what he calls. He jumped her ass about me being a piece of shit, and then that's what he comes up with. I could not resist. I couldn't sit on the phone any longer without chiming in, because I can only, my tolerance for your bullshit, just, but when he said sergeant, and that was it, man. I'm gonna get on that one. So I don't know if he'll call me back or not.
Let's fake you found that you could find helpful. Actually, Marines and Army did. The Army experimented with the crossbow and didn't use it. Was worthless. The Marines did do force reconnaissance, did do breakouts of POWs, and I'll tell you who was in the house, because let me go along with them when I was a GI, a Marine. Bye.
A Marine GI. I mean, you already got that wrong. I don't think you ever served in the Marine Corps. You didn't get any of that right. Marines don't call themselves GIs. It's just total bullshit today. I need a drink, man. God almighty. Whew.
Hello.
Yeah, I missed a call from this number.
Yes, Dan. This is someone that had been lied to before that you set straight, and I watched your YouTube video of the week. No prisoner of war breakouts were accomplished by trying to bring a crossbow on the adventure. And the Army did try for sector removal to get into enemy areas, and a really collapsible crossbow called the Commando. But a shot from a crossbow from a guy who wasn't trained to know anything, and the crossbow's a piece of shit to begin with, compared with what they got today, is usually kind of loud and ugly going on. So it doesn't work. A 22 suppressed, Magnum suppressed, or anything else silenced is a better weapon for that. Now, the Marines, Force Recon with the guy's name is referred to as the Walking Dead. They did go on prisoner breakout missions. A RASP kid in the 70s, and when they were trying to demilitarize the state, they said the only other combat training in me at a young age, and I said, well, I would rather just go to war than work on a war base all day.
I thought you were
Special Forces selection. I might as well have just been X-ray 180 back then. that they had.
I thought you said you were a Marine.
I know. He is the girl on my driver's license. The Freedom Information Bureau, when I was in Desert Shield and Desert Storm, somebody took my social security number and name and tried to list themselves. And they were a drunkard and
I'm pretty sure your voice message said you were a former Marine. Hey, look.
And D214s I got from the Army after that for tours I did. My schizophrenic father was tearing up with the sheriff standing next to him after he read them and saying, see, my son couldn't do this and stuff. And just
Can you hear me at all?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Jaina.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you had told me you were a former Marine. Now you're at Delta Force. And then you're...
Won't back down.
So you were in Delta Force?
Yeah.
After the Marine Corps. There was no successful... There were no successful POW rescues of any American forces during the Vietnam War. The only ones that came close was Navy SEAL Dick Couch, Zulu, and Whiskey Platoon during Solid Anchor that rescued 20-plus Vietnamese that were being held and missed Americans by a few days. No Americans were ever liberated in any way, shape, or form by rescue attempts there, and that includes Force Recon.
We're taking people out of them because I get confused because all I know is the same jungle. They gave us a map with writing on it, and we don't know where we thought we were. And there's also Max Magazine.
I need a vacation.
Okay, well, you're trying to correct me for something that you were trying to correct me for something that was correct, and I never said a damn thing about Dick Marcinko. You did.
On me at times as the world changes around me.
Oh, man,
I'm a spiritual, natural spiritual phenomena.
Yeah, I can believe that.
My state has protected me in court on a few occasions.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I just wanted to elaborate a little more, but the guy that tried to use a crossbow to get the deals to escape people from there is a total ruse, and he shouldn't be talking to anyone at all.
That's right.
It's Mike Owen's side. There's no Navy SEALs or anyone that says they're a Navy SEAL in my territory.
All right. Thanks a lot.
But I had heard a guy try to tell me he was medicaled out of infantry, and they turned him into a Marine Scout sniper trainer, and I want to take...
It was called Operation Solid Anchor. Then Zulu Platoon, which was Tom. Before you're discharged, this form is prepared, and you are sat down with that technician, personnelman, clerk, whomever typed it up, and you go over that very professionally done document, line by line, and make sure there's no awards missing, no schools missing, nothing of importance that is missing in there, no misspellings, just stuff. And if it's correct, you sign it, and it is given to you, and you are gone. It's a very important document for a lot of reasons. It says everything about your military service. It's for the rest of your life. Resumes, job, employments, everything. Having fun yet? And it's often fake. So let's have a look at A.J. Dickens' fake DD-214, and then I'll show you an example of that A.J. Dickens. Boy, what a clown that dude was. Boy, did that work on him. You fool. The first thing you notice on AJ's DD-214 is that there's a lot of misspellings on it, and that's not the case with an accurate DD-214. I'm not saying it never happens, but it just doesn't continue to happen through the form. The next phony I got to deal with, I'm done with this guy. I think I shot more holes than you, and no. When he taught, you're going to figure out these guys as you go through life. This is a good lesson for you to detect bullshit. But when they constantly play that spin game and trying to turn the tables on you and try to confuse you, it doesn't work on me because I deal with these morons every day. And yeah, it didn't work. So he got hurt. He got shit. He sucked as a sailor. He wasn't a chief. He wasn't a SEAL, and he definitely wasn't much of a diver. So. Anything else for me, guys?
What's up? Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah. So, what's up? I posted a picture of us on Facebook, and I was, missing our summer workouts. And then some dude's messaging me online that you're, a phony and shit. And it's I tried telling him you're not, but I don't know, he just keeps going off about it. And... Yeah. I got in a fight once at Shawnee over stuff like that. Yeah?
This desecration of the Titan's land stokes, yeah.
See, I got the bends and I got hurt. So it's because of that, everybody thinks it's it ends, you know what I mean? But whatever. Yeah. I don't know if he wanted to talk to you.
Hey, Scott, how you doing? You giving out a little training advice to this young guy aspiring to be a SEAL?
Yeah, I got him swimming and stuff this summer, teaching him how to hold his breath.
Oh, how about that? And you were a SEAL yourself?
I was a second-class diver, and then I went to school, and then I got the bends on an experimental dive.
That you were a SEAL? You were a SEAL?
Training and got hurt.
Oh, in SEAL training?
Yeah, buds.
You got the bends and buds?
No, in an experimental dive.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sense of all this. I saw that post up there they put up about young military phonies. Wanted to make sure he was getting a fair shake. So, you graduated SEAL training?
No, I did not. I didn't finish.
Oh, you got hurt on an experimental dive? Oh, okay. What kind of rig were you diving?
What kind of what?
A rig.
Oh, I was in the chamber. New London, Connecticut, 1981.
And what does that have to do with buds? What does that have to do with buds?
Audio processing.
In buds training in Coronado, California, and they sent you out to New London with the bends?
No. I got bent in 81.
In buds training. With what? Yeah, it's Don Shipley, bro. I'm a retired SEAL. I'm wanting to make sure I'm looking at all these pictures of you with this trident. I understand you're telling this kid you're a SEAL and teaching him breath holding and all that other stuff. You know how many guys die from that every year by getting poor training? For guys who aren't qualified to give it.
I finished second-class Navy dive training.
But you said you were in buds.
I got hurt.
In buds.
No, not in buds.
So you never went to buds?
No. I was in Coronado. I got hurt in New London, Connecticut.
Okay. So you never did go to basic underwater demolition school?
I didn't finish, no.
No, well, you didn't finish. Now you're saying you were there. What class did you start? I know you went to Coronado for second class dive school. You're beating around the bush and it annoys me. You're trying to make me dumb. What buds class did you start with that you didn't finish?
117.
And what year was that?
1976.
117 in 1976? Is that right?
Yeah.
I got, oh boy, I know all these guys. I got 117 graduating 7 May 1982.
82?
Yes. You want to try any of that again?
No.
So you never did go to buds?
I got hurt. I told you that.
Well, I know you're beating around the bush here. You're kind of caught with your back up against the wall. And I know what you're telling him, but you said 117 and 77, and that didn't happen. So, what are we at now? Look, why don't you just do us both a quick favor? Tell that boy, okay, I bullshitted you. I've never stepped inside the SEAL compound.
That's not true.
Okay, then what class did you start?
I was stationed there.
You were stationed where? Okay, well, there's a lot of shit that goes. There's a lot of shit that goes on in Coronado besides Bud's training. I know the second-class dive school over there. I know everything goes on. They're not even on the same side of the island there, but just because you were in Coronado, that qualifies you as going to Bud's training.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
You taught at Bud's.
I was an instructor.
At Bud's?
In the tank.
At Bud's.
50-foot tank. And
You.
Connecticut.
And now you see, first you said you started Bud's class 117 and in 77 you got hurt. Now you're a SEAL instructor. Is that right?
At the tank. I worked at the tank.
And doing what at the tank?
Teach people how to scuba dive.
Teach divers how to scuba dive.
Teach scuba diving.
To whom?
Marine Recon, Army Corps Engineers.
Well, looking for a stand-up? Careful. It's against
We called that thing the tower. We didn't call it a tank. And why would they be using the Bud's training facility? Did you say state troopers? State troopers in the Bud's tank?
At the tank in New London, Connecticut.
Oh, now see, you said Coronado, dude. You said you were teaching guys how to scuba dive in the tank at Coronado, meaning in the Bud's compound, the free buoyant ascent. In New London.
Job's done.
No, we got a pool in New London, yes, and we got a pool at the Inlet base.
In Coronado.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were instructing whom? I know the pool at Coronado. I've spent enough damn time in it, and I also spent enough time in the tower. Oh, you do? And so what part of this is all this SEAL stuff coming from? And Bud's classes? Any help here?
What are you talking about?
I told
you I got hurt.
Hurt in SEAL training.
No, hurt in the compression chamber.
In the compression chamber. We call it a decompression chamber, but that's okay. I know what you're on about. And that was in New London, Connecticut, doing an experimental dive.
Won't back down.
Exactly.
And you got the bends.
And that's where I taught people how to scuba dive.
And you got the bends.
And submarine sailors how to escape from a...
Oh, I know that's where they do it at. I know all about this shit, man. All about this stuff. So
Yes, so do I. I was stationed there for 4 years.
that's right. So what type of dive were you doing that you got bent?
I was doing an experimental dive.
And what was it?
They were testing our blood gases.
Okay, and
Making us stand on this tilt machine. Diving medical officer was inside and another diver. I got hurt and the two of them are fine. I'm a disabled vet because of that.
and you got hurt in the tank, the chamber. As a Navy, Navy divers are world renowned for the safety and the stuff they do. I find it hard to believe that a medical officer would that you would get bent in a chamber.
The dive was planned. I got the beds.
Yeah, it's weak genes there, Scott. Yeah. So anything else about this? Because you got no business. I don't know how long you did any of that for, but you shouldn't be teaching that young man any kind of breath holding. Those guys go through shallow water blackout. I think you've heard that before. You better let the qualified instructors teach them.
My breaths go down 25 feet and bring up students. I know how to breath hold.
Yeah, well, you didn't last too awful long in any of that stuff, and I see you're telling everybody you're a chief, and now you're a SEAL. Why would you be wearing all that SEAL shit that they have you on military phonies for?
Holy.
I know. I'm trying to get your free meal at Arby's on Veterans Day, but that's not the point. Something you're telling me is that you were out in Buds, you started Buds, and you're beating around the bush with it. Now, I know you tell me class 117 in 77, and I see it graduate in 82. Yeah, there you go. How about that? Anything else? And I apologize, David. I know that guy, you probably held that guy in real high esteem, but I wasn't going to let him get away with that shit with you. So, did you have any questions for Scott, Dave, or did I do a decent enough job of shooting fucking holes in them? Huh? In buds.
I told the kid that.
In buds.
Yeah, no, I didn't tell him I got hurt at Buds. I told him I got hurt in...
David, did he tell you he was a SEAL? Okay, did he tell you he went through SEAL training and got hurt or anything?
Well, we went through SEAL training. He did say he got hurt.
Okay, but he was a SEAL.
No, I never finished. I told him that.
Well, you never started.
You were a SEAL. That's so bullshit.
Audio processing. Audio processing.
I told you I got hurt there in Coronado.
But you said you were a SEAL.
Thirsty for more!
Okay, well, I'm gonna go find a phone booth to get changed in for the next phony I gotta deal with. I'm done with this guy. I think I shot more holes than you, and no. When he taught, see, you're gonna figure out these guys as you go through life. This is a good lesson for you to detect bullshit. But when they constantly play that spin game and trying to turn the tables on you and try to confuse you, it doesn't work on me because I deal with these morons every day. And yeah, it didn't work. So he got hurt. He's got shit. He sucked as a sailor. He wasn't a chief. He wasn't a SEAL, and he definitely wasn't much of a diver. So anything else for me, guys?
No.
Scott, you doing okay, man? You're not hyperventilating or anything, are you? He probably hung up. That's okay. You, if you need any tips for your training, you feel free to reach out to me anytime. And watch out for those guys. You did a good job. I'm sorry to have popped your bubble with him like that, but if you do get out there to Coronado, let me know, and I'll give you a hand any way I can, okay?
Thank you.
And who graduated class 117? Joe Kernan. Joe Kernan graduated class 117. Admiral Kernan. How about that? Okay. Take it easy, David.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome, bro. See ya. That guy wasn't even any good at table turning. No good. No good at table turning. I've been goose hunting all day long. I'm tired. We got a new camera. I just got off the phone with a fake DD-214 meter Vietnamese dude who doesn't, well, he knew, trust me. And I'll get that up. But this guy, all the videos that you watch of them trying to turn the table on me, you know, and give themselves a little bit of time to think, he couldn't even do that. He wasn't spinning me in circles, not even a little bit. I got hurt. I told you I got hurt. And I was in Coronado and I got hurt. And then you're just, you know, I don't believe any of that. Your chances of getting bent on an experimental dive in the United States Navy or the Navy dive, I just don't believe any of that, period. They do push some of that stuff in experimental dives, but I never knew anything of experimental diving in... we have an experimental diving unit, and that's down in Key West, Florida. I don't know that they're doing any kind of experimental diving whatsoever in New London, Connecticut. And certainly not in a thing that he would be in, teaching the submariners there. So he went out and went over to New London, Connecticut, and then he got something, they got in some shit or something, because they sent him to the USS Kirk, a destroyer escort, a fast frigate, and they don't dive on those things. So he lost his qualifications for diving, probably doing something, because he's a stupid-looking son of a bitch anyhow. And, yeah. Nothing. No, he gooned up there. He wasn't a chief. He was a first class. Guys, it looks like he went through dive school, made it, got stationed in New London, did something really stupid, and they sent him to a frigate. Did he get hurt? I don't fucking think so, because he wasn't hurt bad enough not to be sent to a flipping frigate. That guy really annoys me. It's not the first time he's shot up. He's got a hell of a profile up on military phonies. Blam, blappo. See ya. Done. Out here. I just want my dinner and a drink.
David, the guy that helped me, when people help me, that always goes better. See, that guy never would have stayed on the phone. Somebody had to put
And AJ's, like a lot of them, are too good to be true.
I need a vacation
Navy
from
Cross,
my
Silver Star,
vacation.
Bronze Star, Dev Group, Command Master Chief, School of the Americas, classified CIA type of operations. I don't know how anybody bought this thing, but when I got a hold of it, yeah. I had it in for AJ at that point, and I ultimately ended him. Poor guy, he's dead now. Too bad. Now, let's take a look at the legit. This is Michael Anthony Rich's legit DD-214. Mike served as a cryptologist technician in the Navy. He was discharged as an E3 seaman cryptologist, and he was discharged from Iceland, where he served his time. He joined in August 1974 and was discharged 2 years or 1 month later in September of 76. And his foreign service time was 1 year, 6 months. And when he went to Iceland, he stayed there for the duration of it. That is legit DD-214. Now, Mike, years later, like a lot of guys, looks at this thing and goes, wow, there's some shit missing in here. So you fill out a form for the Navy of what is missing, why it's missing, and you provide proof to get a corrected, now a DD-215. And Mike submits that to the Navy, that his Vietnam status is not on there. So he had fucking shit to do with the Vietnam War. That he's missing a good conduct medal. Well, he was only in for 2 years. He's not eligible for that. And he tries to woo him that he wants his children to know it's for his honorable service. And yeah. So now you go from an honorable status to this bullshit thing that you're trying to cheat, and they told him to go straight to hell. They didn't buy any of that. It's bad enough when you're trying to lie to your children and show them awards and stuff that you never received yourself. It's even worse when you get all dressed up and you go to your father's funeral and you speak on it and you make some references to SEAL team because every fucking buddy in town knows that you are a SEAL.
My father always used to tell me, Mike, as long as God's in your heart and you want it bad enough and it's what you really want, you can have it. Those are wise words. He was a friend. He was a daddy. He was a mentor. He is the reason I am who I am. He loves his family. And I charge his family to follow your dreams. Keep God close. Keep him in your heart. When you think he's not there, he's closer than he'll ever be.
When he doesn't have what is actually not uncommon with Gaffney. No. Now that's called stolen valor. And I know what you are. You're a fucking bum. is what you are, and that's what you steal our valor and lie about being shot in Lebanon and all that other crazy ass shit you do, and play to people's heartstrings like they'll feel better about taking care of a veteran. I'm sure you served on some scow in the Navy, and you read a lot of books. And somehow you read a lot of books. I know what a fucking daisy chain is. I know what an atmosphere absolute is. So you read books, or you didn't get into any of that. You certainly didn't go to Buds. You certainly didn't graduate. How about that? And I love that nickname, Fuck Nuts. How'd you get that? The Marines give it to you in the break before they kicked you out of the Navy? Fuck Nuts?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Anything else?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Alright. Take care, fuck nuts.
I race. You fold.
That was pretty interesting. Was that on speaker the whole time? Oh, well, hey, guess what? Yeah, oh yeah. I don't miss this shit. So he's going up on the internet today. I don't know if you can snap a quick picture of him and give it.
I was about to say, let me try to track him down and snap a picture. Can I get off the phone with you?
Yeah. Get a picture. See ya. Okay. Coronavirus, rain, all other types of shit, but I will go the extra mile for you guys. He had me going there just a little bit because some of the questions he was bringing up about atmospheres, yeah, he's correct, and the daisy chain series and parallel, those are pretty small details that you don't know. I don't know where he got some of that. He's reading, though, because a series and a parallel circuit is for demolition, but it's electric demolition. It's the way you tie the blasting caps in. You can put them in a series, you can put them in parallel. He knew that. That's a question a lot of people. I knew a phony. One time I didn't know he was a phony, and I was on a deployment with him to the Mediterranean. I was a SEAL, and he was another chief on the ship, and he just hung out with me. But he would ask me, a lot of people ask SEALs questions about, guns and ballistics, and, the training that you go through. He would get into very specific areas, and demolitions was one of them, and electric demolitions was one of them. Real detail. And I used to scratch my head and wonder, I've answered a lot of questions, but I've never answered them in kind of that small a detail. Look at the fucking